I'm Cape Joel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly, daily, all the time, anytime comic book show where I give you your fix of everything you need to know from the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we're taking a closer look at Deathstroke issue number 6. Slade Wilson is taking a break from his familial drama to jump back into the fires of war once again. What'll happen? Let's hop on in together and find out, shall we? Okay then, so as we join the comic, Deathstroke and Wintergreen have been called back to the African nation run by the evil dictator called Red Lion. You'll remember Deathstroke worked with him in the Rebirth issue, but only to further his own goals. Well, now this jerk's people are rising up against him, and as such, he's placed the call to Deathstroke for some assistance. Wintergreen, good number 2 man that he is, has outfitted his boss and partner with some brand new tech to help him out on this mission, mainly some boot bracers that belong to Steel. Essentially, all these mean is that, Deathstroke can get shot with a rocket but still stay on his feet, more or less. You would think if he was good enough, he could just, get around the rockets. Now, Red Lion is taking the whole rebel uprising thing pretty well, by which I mean not at all. He started wearing a costume, an actual red lion out of the parts left behind by Deathstroke in the first couple issues. You'll probably notice that this Red Lion costume looks a lot like Black Panther. Well, that's funny because Christopher Priest, the guy writing this current Deathstroke book, had a real landmark run on Black Panther back in the day. Now, while all this is going on, there's still the matter of Rose Wilson, Slade's daughter. She's very confused, and honestly, I'm a little confused too over what happened between her and her dad in Gotham. She thinks at best her dad left her behind on an important mission, and at worst he was the guy who took out the hit on her. Now, understandably, she doesn't know all the facts yet, and she's pretty much jumping to this conclusion, but all the same, she's decided to seek out the one person that might actually understand what she's going through, and that would be Jericho, her half-brother and one of Slade's other kids. Jericho, of course, has a very long and very tragic history in DC Comics. He had his vocal cords slit by a group of Deathstroke's enemies and would eventually go on to join the Teen Titans. Of course, that was the old continuity, and things are different now. He's still a mute, and in a very clever scene, he's actually able to communicate to people by using his powers to activate the Bluetooth on their phones. Jericho is also getting married to a woman, which is interesting because Dr. Icon says, "Really, a woman? I always thought you were kind of, in reference to the fact that in the original Teen Titans where Jericho was a member, you never really quite knew what was up with him. Was he gay? Was he bisexual? Was he asexual?" So it's fun to see them pay homage to that here. Now, we discover that Deathstroke actually still has Rose's boyfriend held captive. He was related in some way to the assassination attempt, and Red Lion absolutely talks this dude's ear off about his ethos. I mean, we all been here, right? You're riding a plane or a bus and you get seated to the wrong person and they just totally talk your ear off, only in this case, the dude is dressed like a Red Lion. Now, as the comic winds down, Jericho calls Dr. Icon to him for a meeting. He attempts to, pump him for information about what was going on between his sister and his father, and you get the feeling that he's more involved in this than we first thought, and when Icon pushes things too far, Jericho ends up jumping into his body and killing him with use of his power. Oh no. Deathstroke number 7 was another interesting issue in what is becoming a real long-form type of story. Once again, I appreciate Christopher Priest weaving in all these characters from Deathstroke's long history. This is definitely the thinking man's kind of superhero action book. I found myself having to reread pages a couple times just so I could figure out what was going on. Art was good, especially in the action scenes, although I do get the feeling that now that we know this is going to be such a much longer story, we're gonna get to the point where some of these issues feel like the middle children, and that was definitely this one right here. Overall, though, I did enjoy it. I would give it a 7 out of 10. Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching my newest video. I hope you enjoyed it, and while you're here, why not check out another video I have on offer, or maybe if you're feeling in a supportive mood, you want to like or subscribe. And if you want to support the creation of more videos just like this one, then please by all means check out the Cape Joel Patreon. A little bit goes a very long way, and I will see you all next time.